Okay. Here I am. Streaming again. This time, I am going to set up a very large mix. And I do mean very large. Let me just see here. Okay, cool. This is working. All right. So, I met this kid, Chase, a while back. You may as well just relax, like kick back, because this is going to be a really big setup. So, this kid Chase had these songs and he wanted me to help him with the vocals and stuff, and I did. And now he helped me with the Daily Adventures of Mixerman podcast, with the band music, the bitch slap music, which is, from the audiobook, I switched out the music, the band music, and I made new band music. I actually used the same drums, but we made totally new music beds for the band and the story. And if you're not familiar with the Daily Adventures of Mixerman, or if you've never read it, or if you have read it and it's been a while, I refurbished the audiobook, which I'd been selling for the better part of a decade, and I put it out as a podcast. And I added some extra music. I added some more sound effects. I mean, these are fully produced podcast episodes of this story. So anyway, if you go to Apple or Google Cast or Spotify, whoever you listen to, it doesn't matter. It's on all of the major ones. All you have to do is search Mixerman or search the Daily Adventures of Mixerman and you're going to find it. All right. Apologies. Oh, and if you're watching this on Facebook, if you could go to YouTube, if you're a YouTube person and you could go to YouTube and subscribe and like there, I would appreciate that. Let's see now. So I got a lot to do. I may as well just start digging in, and I'm sure that I'll have things to say. But the first thing that we should do is just kind of check out this crazy ass song. His songs are like symphonies. I'm just going to tell you that. Like, there's so many vocals. It's like, you'll hear it for yourself. So, I like it, but it's really big and it's really involved and it takes a lot of time to mix these. And I have a template that I could actually use for this. It would save me some time, but for the purposes of this video, I'm just going to build the whole thing from scratch. As if someone had sent it to me as the first mix or the only mix, right? So the first thing I do is I put all of my buses all of my channels on bus 31. Let's see. So let us do that. And let me put my logic up here. And let me just make sure that everybody can hear everything and see everything. All right. So, all right. Sorry. Like the last stream that I did, like there was missing music. Let me just play some music real quick here if I could. All right, this is going to be way too loud anyway. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select every one of my channels. I'm going to assign them to bus 31. And we're going to call bus 31 all bus. Okay. Now, what this allows me to do is keep my stereo output at 0, which I never ever want to change my stereo output. It causes problems. As soon as I start putting a chain on here, then I've got a fader after the chain. You do not want that. You want that fader at unity at all times. And if you want to not take my advice on that, that's fine. Don't take my advice on it. But you're going to then when you do figure out why, you'll know why, and you will put it on 0 and leave it at 0, just like every single person discovers. So it causes problems when you make stems. It causes problems if you have to troubleshoot. It causes problems if you want to compare things. Just you want that stereo output at unity. By problems, I mean level differences. Okay, so what this allows me to do is it gives me this beautiful fader right ahead of my stereo output. So right now I can tell you that I know this is, if I just hit play, it's going to be very loud. And it's going to be, there's nothing mixed. All the faders are at unity. Let me play this. Woo, so loud. And dirty jokes. Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. All right, so right now I've got the stereo bus fader like way down. So what we should probably do, what would probably make sense, is to select all of the tracks and just gain them down. I mean, I'm just way too hot. I don't need all this gain. Let's bring it down like 12 dB. It's probably going to be right. She likes a good toe, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room as I approach the bar. She tries to look surprised. Okay, so now we're hitting the faders at good levels. Everybody's like, "Oh, set your fader minus 18." I want my faders up high. So I'm just gonna, I don't know if other DAWs have this, but I can pretty much just select any track and gain it down. And I selected every track and I gained them all down, 12 dB. So that's a very quick way of dealing with too much level. All right. Now, we really need to find all our drums because I really need to get a tempo on this. I might be able to do it with just the snare, but the last track I did, that was not the case. So I'm going to start moving my drums up to the top here. Normally I'd just go in order here, but I really want to get my tempo set up because I might start cutting things up, which isn't a huge issue, but I'd rather get my tempo set before I start doing that. And then I have to lock my SMPTE and then I can move everything, change the tempo, but I don't want to do that. So, kick. We may as well make these buses too. So we've got all the kick mics on a kick bus and all the snare mics on a snare bus. And then we need to find, these are all vocals. We've got acoustic. Let's just color this real quick. I always make acoustics kind of yellow, but the lighter colors are difficult to see. So I'm always looking for, almost always make the bass like this blue. And I bus everything. And because I bust to 31, when I make the bus, instead of going to the stereo output, it goes to bus 31. So that's why I want to do that first. Otherwise, I got to go through and manually do them. You know, sometimes I don't remember. So then I gotta do it. But today I remembered. Okay, we've got a bunch of guitars here. Leads, lead octaves. All right, well, we know that. Whoops. Let's make all these light brown and then these darker brown. And then organ is going to be purple. Here's our overhats, override. Those are our overheads. Piano left and right. Let's bring these up to the drums. And put them up here with those hats. And then we've got rhythm guitars. Let's give them their own brown. And then stereo room hats, stereo room. Okay, so we got a bunch of drums here. Warp 57. So, you know, I brought the gain down, right? And so that brought, oh shit, see, this is why I don't want to do this yet. I brought the gain down. So now my waveforms are small, right? Well, I can just make those waveforms big. I mean, I don't have to keep them small. So before I start cutting this shit up, let's bring this stuff up. I'm getting summoned. Oh shit. Sorry, everybody. But when you're streaming, we'll just call this like real life streaming. Okay. All right, let's see here. Dead air, dead air. Oops. All right, that's good. That resolved itself. Stereo room. Okay, so those are rooms. These are our toms. And we'll give them a bus. These are our stereo rooms. These are our overheads. I call these drums. So you can call them whatever you like. I call them drums. I wish they would make the buses different color. I guess it kind of makes sense that they're all the same color. Let me see. I'm going to end up making them, but I have to do it by hand. I just do it when I'm bored, listening to something else, just mindlessly do it. If I want to take a break for, 5 minutes, 2 minutes without getting up, just want to stop the music for a little bit, I'll do it then. All right, well, there is no mono room on this one. There was on the last one. Let us... Oh, yeah, that's the other thing. If I want to stack these, I got to, minimize them first. Okay, this is going to be my all drums bus, and that should be going to 31, which it is. And since I have these closed, I can change their color very easily. Boom. And yeah. Okay, now these are all vocals. I should just make them all pink. Really. Normally I make the lead vocal red, the harmonies pink. He's just constantly going all over the map. And you'll see switching back and forth between this vocal to that vocal to this vocal, because a lot of them overlap sometimes. So they almost have to do that. And so, I play around also with their placement. Some vocals are in the middle. I try and figure out what might be a lead vocal and put that in the middle. I'm not always right. He's going to come here next week and we're going to get this in order. But I need to have these mixes kind of set up and banging kind of in a good place. So that, he can help me and say, no, that's the melody there. And so we can get everything in the right place and with the right blends. So, I can tell you right here, this is going to be bussed together. These are going to be bussed together. These are going to be bussed together. I can do it by eye now. If I'm going to swap stuff out. Sometimes I'll think, oh, these go together, and then decide, no, I want to do it a different way. Sometimes I'll put the background vocals and the vocals in the same bus and lead vocals in the same bus. If they're even and I want them really glued together, Simon and Garfunkel style, then I'll put them in the same bus and compress them together. I don't know. I'm kind of just guessing now. But that's okay. All right. Just want to get this stuff organized. Now, the guitars are a little more difficult because I may drop a mic. The problem is, way he mic stuff, if he uses two mics, they're really designed that way. Shit. They really go together, the two mics. They work together. And I could dump a mic on the amps. I'm not going to probably. I mean, I can demonstrate it. A lot of people, they'll put two mics on the cab and I can pick one or the other. I don't need both mics. They don't do necessarily wonderful things for each other. Let's see what he's done here. Oh, well, that's a clean one. Let's just see what this 414 sounds like on that. See, that's kind of almost like it's much darker, that 414, so it's obviously a different placement. It's probably, on the side of the cone. So that adds low end. But I could probably do it here too. That's a different one. Can't tell on that one. I kind of like them dark like that. So I'm going to keep them both. Let's leave that there. I'm going to keep them both. So clean DI, clean DI. I'm always happy when I get the DI because sometimes, I want to change the tone a little bit. Sometimes people record them too big. And I have a lot more leeway. So these are harmonics. Shitload of harmonics. Oh my God. Let's just put these together here on a bus and listen to it. Sorry, everybody. Okay, that's obviously going to have some kind of panning thing going on, so that's cool. What do we got here? I wasn't going to do these, but I want you to hear how he mics these. All right, cool. Now let's listen to 414. And there's our low end, right? That's all woof. So when we combine them, it's fucking badass. So he's a really great guitar player too. So that helps. So he has great tone. But he's got a good ear for it. Good ear for a good guitar tone. So mono room. Here's our mono room. We do have one. Okay. That's going to go in the rooms bucket. Okay. What is this? I should just put these in I'll just put these in a bus for now. All right. And then so I don't like this 57 alone. It's pretty good. It just adds such a great beef. So I'm not getting rid of that. I'm going to put these together. All these leads, all 6 leads. Where are these? An octave leads. Let's put these in a bus. The thing is, I don't have to compress his guitars. He's so even. Sorry to sing his praises this whole time. But he's so even in how he plays that I don't ever have to compress him. If I had to compress him, this would really kind of suck because I need to bus these together, each one of these together, because I got to compress the 2 mics together. I don't want to be compressing the mic separate. And if I have to compress each guitar mic separate, then I got to bus. I'll have so many buses, which is fine. I mean, sometimes that's what's required. But with this, I could put all of these in one bucket, and they're probably going to work beautifully like that. So let's call these lead guitars. Okay. Let's just check and make sure. How's it going? Any opinion or thoughts to consider when mixing exclusively in headphones? Yeah, you gotta be careful about your hearing, man. I mean, you can't be listening to headphones all the time. It's really not good. And as far as headphones are concerned, like, I hear great things about shit. Saint wanted me to get a pair. I can't remember. They're one of the really high end ones. They're very expensive. But I recommend the VSX. I think Slate's VSX. I got them right here. I don't use their rooms. I don't use that room shit. That's weird to me. People swear by it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I don't use it. But these things are the most accurate headphones out there as far as I'm concerned. And you want to have a dedicated headphone amp, or you want to make sure that your converters are not skimping on conversion at the headphone output, which they usually are. So, or they used to be. They're starting to get hip to that. They're realizing they can't be doing that. They need to put good converters on the headphone outputs too. I could go back to Pro Tools and color code how you want. I already am color coding how I want. I thought I had problems with too many tracks. Yeah, tell me about it. So, okay, let's see here. That H, I'm hiding these DIs. I don't want to get rid of them because as I dig in, if I want to change the tone of something, I want to have access to those, and I'll put Sims on them. Sims are so good these days. It's ridiculous how good the Sims are. The guitar amp Sims. I love them. I can get any tone I want really quickly. And if you're like a purist, like you're like, oh, I can't believe he uses Sims. That's fine. Don't use Sims. But if you've got like your shit dialed in, you got a certain sound or whatever, I understand. I get it. But I'm working with lots of different guitar players. Let's listen to this. Okay, I probably don't need all of these like this, but 57. That's rhythm left. Rhythm left 57. I don't understand. What is this? Okay. So a lot of times I'll put left with left, and these both say left. Holy shit. Oh, he's got like these triple tracked. Okay. Well, let's just try that for starters. Left, left, left. Left DI, left DI. These are going to be hidden. Right, 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 right DI. Okay, so both sides are double tracked, not triple tracked. Okay, so I'll hide the DIs. So a lot of times I'll put the 57 with the 414 like that. But in this case, I want to be able to just change these levels together of both 414s. You don't need that much 414. And the chicken dominates. They're beautifully dark, aren't they? I don't know how loud. They're beautifully dark, I said. Okay, so big guitars. That's a good name for now. I can change the color of it too. Okay, so what is this warp? I still haven't cut anything up, right? Okay, good. Let's just find out what this thing is. It's a guitar. Let's give it this color. And we'll call it warp guitar. How is that? People, you can learn how to name things from me. Okay, so now we really need to, first of all, hold on. I want to put all the vocals on one. I haven't named these buses yet because I haven't even listened to any of it. So, not Alvox, Allvox. And that gets that color. I always give it that color. That way I can always find it very quickly on my sessions just by looking at the color. Okay. Acoustic guitar, bass. Let's bring the bass up by the drums. Let's bring the acoustic guitar up to there. Oh no. Oh. Guitars. Big guitars. So let's put these all together. Okay. And then let's move all Vox down here. I guess we'll put the acoustics in with all guitars. Bass. I don't really want that with all guitars. I'll just keep it separate. I don't really need all instruments either. Really don't need that. Okay. That does mute guitars. Mute Vox. Mute the bass. All right. Oh shit. Sorry about that, everybody. Hit the mic. All right, let's get a tempo on this. We don't need our rooms. All right, it's telling us 126. All right. So now I have my tempo. Let's actually just make sure. It's always good to check. That sounds like the tempo matches with the drums. We can go to the end. Not at the end, it doesn't stay with it. Sounds like they jump off the click at some point. That's fine. I really only want the tempo so that my delays, I can get a quarter note delay rather easily. That's the biggest reason. Or if I have some kind of sweeping thing that's by, there's effects that I want to be able to use the tempo with. So, all right. So I wasn't kidding when I said there was a lot. So let's just start with this kick drum here. I'm going to turn my mic off for a minute. apologize. I apologize for letting that kick go like that for so long. I wasn't actually listening to it. Apologies. So hold on. Going back to the kick. Okay, so this one is a candidate for sample replacement. Not replacement actually. Doubling. So I might as well just get right to it and do it. Which one's gonna be better for that? Looks like the kick out is. So track. Replace or double drum track. Just checking for mistriggers. I can always run it again, but it's best if I don't have to. It's better if it has too many than if it's missing them, but I suppose. We don't want tom, we want kick. All right, well, let's just go with it. All right, and then I want it lower. You know, a lot of people talk about how they tune their kick drums, or especially new people. I don't know. I don't really tune kick drums. I might lower a kick sample because I want more low end. You know, occasionally I can see that it's possible you want to tune your kick drum to the song. I don't know, but it's really rare. Like, I don't know. I don't get it myself. It's a kick drum. It's momentary. It doesn't have a tone, really. If it has a tone, you got to worry about it. But if it doesn't have a tone, you don't really have to worry about it too much. So I don't really know what that is. Those are the same mic. I panned it hard left and hard right because that tells me for sure we're the same mic. Because if I pan it hard left and right and it appears in the middle, then they're the same. Right? But this seems to have more top end on it. I don't know. I don't really understand this. So, let's get rid of it. How about that? There's a lot of bottom snare on that top mic, probably because of the distressor. So, don't need a ton of this. Normally I check this, but I don't know that I need to. But we're going to check it anyway. How about that? Interesting. Very strange. I think I like it better with the phase reversed, polarity reversed. All right. Anyway, I just don't need a lot of that bottom mic at all. Maybe I really could use a little EQ. All right. Let's see what these toms are doing. We'll come back to those. Damn, it's a lot hot. Don't really need it. I'm just bringing it down with the gain. I'm so far down on the fader anyway. I'm bringing it down with gain both. So it's kind of dawned on me that I haven't played you any of this song. I've listened to the song once. I've listened to this song way more than once. I apologize, but I haven't heard it in a long time. But I don't always listen to a track before I mix it. Sometimes I like to just start bringing up the track and let the track tell me. Like, it's like, oh, how do you know how to treat those overheads? Well, I base it on what I'm given, really. I mean, I can't really make it what it's not. So I kind of listen to how stuff's constructed and kind of go with that until I get further along and realize possibly I need to adjust. But more often than not, I can just start with drums and plow right ahead. They'll tell me. It's usually good to listen to the song once. I guess I'll play it for you. I guess I made my argument. I'm not going to play this whole song, though. I'll play a little bit of it. I don't have a mix of it, though. So I got to kind of just open everything up. Fuck it. You'd be surprised. I'm going to try this Joey Sturgis one. This thing is outrageous. I'm going to bring this way down, actually. Oh, wait, hold on. I don't want to bring it down there. Yeah, I do. That's exactly where I want to bring it down. I'm bringing out the room with that. I don't know if it might be too much. Maybe we put that Joey Sturgis one on rooms. Yeah. Yeah. Let's pan these. This is probably... He's got way too much. There's way too much top end on these rooms. Kind of like that. Let's just check out the lo-fi. It's kind of a cool effect. Not for this. Okay, so just see what these drums sound like. All right, now that's probably way more room than we'll use. But I want to set it up because I want to be able to add as much or as little as I want. So I want to kind of get it dialed in so it's sounding good. Let's see. All right, let's bring these down like this. Let us check out the DI alone. I always bring in the bass next. I go drums to bass, and there's a reason. Oops, I don't want that. Maybe I do. Maybe that happened for a reason. Interesting. Just move this down here for a second. I've never tried this on bass actually. All right. Well, the first thing I want to put on this is the red DI. The hardware red DIs are amazing. If you've got extra $800, I highly recommend it for bass. And then everybody's just like, well, is that as good? I don't know. This I put in on after the fact. The analog one I used to record. So that's the difference. Let's see. Wow, I don't know what's going on here. Let's put a bass amp on this too. I really like these Amplitude 5 amps. The guitar amps are great. Amps. Bass amps are down at the bottom. I just randomly chose that. I'll tell you right now. So this one's the Sans amp. Super gritty. I don't need a lot of that. Sorry, everybody. All right. It's madness. Well, we'll go with his notes on these left and right. DI. We don't want these. Quad, quad, quad. And harmonic. So, left, right, left, right. These are doing some kind of stereo thing, so that's why I'm just gonna, whoops. There's no reason to, it's all designed already. Right, right. Why is that? Left 57. That's a DI. That's a DI. 414 left. 414 right. Left and right 57s. All right. All right, well, that's cool. We'll figure out what's going on with that later. Why is this? Okay. We don't need all of this. Why do I do that? When I first started out, if you just deleted something, if you erased something that you needed, you were screwed. You were in big trouble. Now you delete it, you just undo it. It's a whole different ballgame. Okay, so what's going on with these acoustics? I'm just getting rid of these blank spaces because this is a big session and this computer's going to read these blank spots as audio because it doesn't know the difference between blank and audio. It's still playing something. But if I get rid of this, like this, then it's nothing. It doesn't recognize it as anything. It also makes it a lot easier for me to see what's playing when. Okay. Should have brought the level down more on the gain in the beginning. Even 12 dB is too much. Let's just bring all these down. Screw it. So dark, that one. Might add a little distortion, but no decapitator action, maybe. That helps a bit, and then let's give this a little bit. I don't know why I recorded that so dark. All right. All right, that works now. Add a little top end, works great. Okay. All right. So now the fun begins. So, as I'm mindlessly cutting away while I'm listening to this, you may be wondering, well, why is he doing that? That's not important right now. Is that important right now? It is not important right now. What's important is that I learn the track, and that requires playing it. So I'm playing it and I'm watching it, and I'm removing stuff that I don't need as I'm watching it, and I'm figuring out what's happening with the track. I'm learning it, literally learning it. So That's when I do the mindless tasks. It's when I'm learning it. I don't need these hi-hats. Just going to hide them. I don't think I need this. I'm going to leave it out for now, though. The Sans amp on the bass. Let's open up the vocals and see what's happening here. First of all,
she likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10.
Okay, first of all, I want less of this. All right. So, like, just so we're clear, I just gave myself less kick drum. Sorry, I put the Logic back on the screen. I gave less of that kick sample. It's just a little, just sticking out right now. I'm not really trying to make this, like, I'm trying to frame the mix well. It's not that I'm not trying to do it well, but I know I have a lot of polishing, so I'm just trying to create my basic structure here, so I know what's happening when, so I know when the vocals happen, when I know when the guitars happen. I can figure out, like, it starts to give me an inkling of where the trouble spots are going to be. Sometimes I'm wrong about that. Sometimes I'm right. But it's all learning what I've got and figuring out what I'm going to do. And some of that is predetermined. As I listen, I go, oh, I need to do this, and it's very obvious. And sometimes it's a little bit more hit or miss. And I'm like, something's not quite right, and I might try a few different things. And if it's really, really out there or it's really a problem, I may try things I've never tried before. That's not going to be the issue here, though. So the issue here is he double tracks everything. And I'm probably going to use most of his double tracked everything because that's how he hears things. Not always. Some of these guitars I may bring down to mono on one side. We'll see. But the vocals are all double tracked. Every line is tracked and double tracked. And so then I got to figure out, all right, are there any lines that I want single? What lines do I want single? Where do I want things panned? If I've got stacked harmonies, am I panning them across the stereo field? Or am I panning them hard left or hard right or somewhere in between? All on one side? You know? When you have this many vocals, sometimes that's a good thing. So we're going to find out. First thing we got to do is EQ this. And I do not want to have EQs and compressors on every single channel because it's going to bog down the computer. I have a really good computer. It's a Mac Studio. And it will have problems if I put compressors and EQ and de-essers on every track. So we will put a global EQ on the buses, and then if something needs a little more EQ, then we'll add EQ here or there, incidences of EQ and compressor. But we're not going to EQ and compress every single vocal. First of all, I recorded them so I know they're compressed. I compressed the snot out of them. So, I really just want to compress them together at this point. It's really the EQ. The vocals are just a little dark, so we're going to make them not so dark.
She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She came. She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10.
I probably should turn my mic off for this because I got it a little louder than usual.
She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then.
Yeah, I think I'm going to want to be a little aggressive on the compressors on this track. Just so you know. I'll warn you now.
She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She came here. Younger men every now and then. 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 To me, she. Younger men every now and then. Younger men every now and then. Younger men every now and then. We catch eyes across the room. Younger men every now and then. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar.
Not exactly sure what's going on with this. I might have actually overcompressed this. But I think that I need to I wonder let's try this Golf House.
Younger men every now and then. 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 Younger men every now and then.
That's without it.
Younger men every now and then.
We can give this a little more.
We catch eyes across the room.
Put that on that one.
Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She came here with another guy. Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. Younger man every now and then. Younger man every now and then.
Those got cut off, huh?
Younger man every now and then. Younger man every now and then. Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. Younger man every now and then.
Well, that's weird. What is going on with that?
Younger man every now and. Younger man every now and then.
Because this is not a stereo instance of this. You can't just drag it over from a mono spot to a stereo one. So this is Golfos. It does like, I can't even tell you what the hell it does. It does like, supposedly does like 1,000 EQ moves every second or something. I don't know. But it's really good on mixes, and this one's for like channels, but kind of like, to me on the mix, the one I use it on the mix, it makes it sound like tape. So I don't know that that's the case here, but it is bringing it alive a little bit for me.
Younger man every now and then. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised.
All right, and now of course I'm bringing up my S's. So I have a couple that I use. I really like the Ciosis.
Younger man every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She came here with another guy. He's a fun. She came here with another guy. She came here with another guy. She came here with another guy. He's a functioning normal human being, sociable with a well-mannered personality. They say a high tide will float all boats, and I was certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. She anticipates a man that she can dominate.
I think those are the O's there.
As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. Quality over quantity, I can see the jealousy in your eyes. So envious of us and our ability to build and to create. Stay trivial debates. Do you want a do you'll get your challenge, I accept. Promptly we settle up, out of tune but close enough. Art is subjective anyway, and who can really say if the art is sincere or an accessory to match the display? We prance and dance around the stage, preying on impressionable minds, so naive and easy to engage. They say a high tide will float all boats, I was certainly keeping her afloat. As I load my cabinet on stage, I check and begin to play in lockstep. Certainly keeping her afloat. Keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. Certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? Certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. Certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate.
I think I'm going to put those ahs on one side. Might chorus them out too.
Certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. jealousy in your eyes. So envious of us and our ability to build and to create. To abstain from trite and trivial debate. If I can see the jealousy in your eyes, certainly keeping her afloat. See the jealousy in your eyes. See the jealousy in your eyes. See the jealousy in your eyes. So envious of us and our ability to build and to create. So envious of us and our ability to build and to create. I can see the jealousy in your eyes. So envious of us and our ability to
I'm putting these in a separate summing stack because I'm going to try and filter these, see if I like that. So this probably don't want to filter them too mid-rangey too much.
I can see the jealousy in your eyes. Envious of us and our ability to build and to create. I can see the jealousy in your eyes. Envious of us and our ability to build and to create. To abstain from trite and trivial debate. If it's the duel you want, the duel you'll get. Your challenge I accept. Promptly we settle up. Out of tune, but
Let me just put this here for a second. Then we'll put this here.
I can see the jealousy in your eyes. So envious of us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. Us and our ability to build and to create. To abstain from trite and trivial debate. Us and our ability to build and to create. To abstain from us and our ability to build and to create. To abstain from trite and us and our ability to build and to create. To abstain from trite and trivial debate. If it's the duel you want, the duel you'll get. Your challenge I accept. Promptly we settle up. Ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba 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 da da ba ba da da ba 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 da. Mind check and begin to play lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the prey. Check and begin to play lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the
So you see, once I get everything like processed for one bus on the vocals, it kind of works on all of them. I only have to adjust a little bit, so I just copy and paste. So I just keep pasting on each of these buses my EQ and compressor, and then like these main Vox, because these are verse Vox, I kind of need them to really pop out, so I'm going to compress those separately. These other ones like these ahs and stuff and these bebops, they all go together, so we want to compress them together. Let's just see what we got here. Let's just put them throughout the whole stereo field. Just kind of pan them throughout it for now.
Check and begin to play lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the prey. Certainly keeping her afloat. As I load my cabinet on stage, I check and begin to play lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the prey.
So, I want these bigger. Don't we all? Don't we all want our guitars bigger?
The drums were off by half a beat. A piece of cake, this ought to be easy as a 1, 2, 3. I applaud you for your empathy, sympathy I clearly lack. Knick, knack, patty whack. Compassion is a funny game. Who has a fortune in the fair? And the final gal who's not a slave, she hates boundary. Check and begin to play lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the prey. As I load my cabinet on stage, I check and begin to play lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the prey.
the hell did I put these on? I might want it on that too. But I want to hear it on this right now.
Become the brain.
Okay, I haven't set any sends up on this session, so okay. So actually, I like the vocals dry. I like the vocals dry. I like the vocals dry. Maybe not all of them. Yes. Yes. I kind of want those rooms bigger. How am I going to make them bigger? Tell me that. I have no idea how many people are even watching right now, but who wants to tell me how to make that bigger? Let's see. Yeah, I was talking about the Audies. That's it. The Audies. Yeah, smash the like button, folks. I'm reading the comments here. Do you need glasses? You're squinting awful hard. Yeah, I do need glasses. I have glasses. Song is banging. Is it released already? This one's not released. Is everyone else getting Killer Queens vibes? Yeah. Compress and reverb? Well, yeah, that's what we're doing. Okay, so oh yeah. I wonder, that's, oh, I see. Those are YouTube questions and those are Facebook questions. Well, that's easy enough. All right. Okay, so how am I going to make these rooms bigger? Well, You know what I used to use to make rooms really big was the transient designer. I don't think I have a transient. I mean, I do have a transient designer, but I don't have. I have Softtube's version of one. Let's just check this out. That's kind of cool. Let's listen to it in context with the drums. Yeah, that's all right. Let's just put another one on. I don't know who makes the transient designer licenses the actual transient designer sound. Does it matter? Does it really matter at this point? When that transient designer came out in the early aughts, I was so fucking cool on drums. But who introduced me to that? Bill Bottrell introduced me to that. Bill's a fucking genius. Anyway, mad genius. Another mad genius. Shit, what the fuck am I trying to do here? I want to find that other transient designer. Here, transient shaper. They all call them shapers instead of designers. This is the neutron isotopes version of it. Let's try this. I like that one better, I think. Let's just check them both out. The other one's washing out more. You can't tell which one's better based on this. It's not about better. It's about which one works better on the source. And in this case, I think that the Neutron 3 works better on the source for this. I don't think I have any others. If I do, I don't know where it is or what it's under, who makes it. But that definitely made it bigger. And what if we put the gain, this compressor back on too? So we just made that room so much bigger than it actually is. Just with compression, an aggressive compressor. This is a very aggressive compressor. Has a sound. Can only use it on some things. Kind of want to use it when you want to fuck things up a little bit. And this thing's cheap too. But you could go through long periods of time without it because this guy does not keep up with his updates. Like he got caught with the, well, everybody did. I mean, I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't call him out specifically, but everybody else had a plugin that I could use for a while, and he did not for almost a year, I think. I might be wrong about that, but it was a long time that I did not have access to that plugin, even on using Rosetta. So Rosetta, if you don't know, is look it up on Google. I'm using Rosetta right now, but I can't really tell the difference with or without it, so it doesn't really matter. Let's just check these out again. No, that could be way too big for the track. I may not use those drums. I could get rid of the drums completely, but I want them to sound good anyway. At least I've gotten them to sound big. So
She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She came here with another guy. He's a functioning, normal human being. Sociable with a well-mannered person.
all right, well, let's set up the verbs anyway. So because we want to hear it with verbs. And then let's just set up a lot of times I'll just set them up as I need them, but it's kind of easier if I set up a bunch of returns. Normally they'd be in my template, but I didn't use a template on this one. So I may not need hardly any of these, but I'm just going to set them up because I want to put them coming up bus 31. And if I do this each time I want to do an instance of an effect, then I have to make the aux and then I have to put it to bus 31 and move it into the bus and the FX bus, and I want to set that up in advance. So all I have to do is just decide which one I want to send to and send to it. So you see, here's all of them. We'll call this vocal verb. We'll call this vocal delay. These we're not going to name. We're going to put them. Oh, first we need to put them in our session. Annoyingly, it's put my effects into this bus here. I don't really understand that. So that fixed that. So now these are not in that bus, and I can put them in their own track stack or summing stack and call them FX and give them their blue color. And then we need to populate this. So I have verbs that I can just add. It gives me all my verbs on a channel, and I have delays. Gives me my favorite delays on a channel. We'll go with this and this. Just right off the bat, I'm not going to touch them right now. I just want to get them working here.
Likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me, she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar, she tries to look surprised. She came here with another guy. He's a functioning, normal human being. Sociable with a well-mannered personality. They say a high tide will float all boats, and I was certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate.
All right, that's not big enough. That needs to be bigger. So when we go,
Man that she can dominate. Man that she can dominate. that she can dominate. If it's the duel you want, the duel you'll get. Your challenge I accept. Promptly we saddle up. Out of tune but close enough. Art is subjective anyway, and who can really say if the art is sincere or an accessory to match the display? We prance and dance around the stage, preying on impressionable minds. So naive and easy to engage.
If you can read lips, you saw me go, damn. Holy shit, what the fuck is that? Alright. Well, that's cool. Distortion is your friend. Alright, I'm probably going to add some amp sims to this because I think I can make this bigger. Mute these for now.
She likes a good toke, billiards and dirty jokes. Younger men every now and then. To me she is a 10. We catch eyes across the room. As I approach the bar she tries to look surprised. She came here with another guy. He's a functioning normal human being, sociable with a well-mannered personality. They say a high tide will float all boats, and I was certainly keeping her afloat. As I stumble down the alleyway, I hear the band begin to play. What does she anticipate? A man that she can dominate. If it's the duel you want, the duel you'll get. Your challenge I accept. Promptly we saddle up. Out of off tune, but close enough. Art is subjective anyway, and who can really say if the art is sincere or an accessory to match the display? We prance and dance around the stage, preying on impressionable minds, so naive and easy to engage. They say a high tide will float all boats.
Whoa. Something didn't get tuned there, huh?
High tide will float all boats.
We have to fix that.
High tide will float all boats. High tide will float all boats. High tide will float all boats. High tide will float all boats.
Float on. Let's float on. I gotta pitch that right now. I shouldn't really have to pitch much. He's pretty on top of the pitch, but something happened to that one.
They say a high tide will float all boats. 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 Tide will float all boats.
Okay. Something wrong in here too.
They say a high tide. They say a high tide.
Whoa. How did that not get tuned?
They say a high tide will float all boats.
Okay, well that makes life a little easier. At least one of them's right.
They say a high. They say a high tide will float all boats. They say a. They say a. They say a high. They say a high tide will float all boats. They say a high tide will float all boats. And I was certainly keeping her afloat as I load my cabinet on stage. I check and begin to play in lockstep. We dominate. The predators become the prey.
Ensembles, I don't even know what the hell ensemble is, to be honest. it's a kind of chorus, I guess. It's the best way I could define it. It's probably better. Chorus might be the better option. Let's put a chorus on here just to experiment. So these ahs, where are the ahs?
Check and begin to play. Light step, we dominate. Letters become the light step, we dominate. Letters become the a beat, a piece of cake that's on a beat. Easy as a 1, 2, 3. Jealousy. So envious of us and our ability to build and to create. Steam from dregs and trivial debate. If it's the duel you want, the duel you'll get. Your challenge I accept. Promptly we saddle up. Out of tune but close enough. Art is subjective anyway. And who can really say if the art is sincere or an accessory to match the display? We prance and dance around the stage, preying on impressionable minds, so naive and easy to engage. They say a high tide will float all boats.
Okay, that's what I tuned right there. So let's bounce this. Oops. We're going to bypass the effect plugins. Yes. I just want to bounce this tuned thing. I don't want to have tuning in my session. I didn't really do anything to this, but it's going to be easier if I just bounce it just the same. So I'll get rid of those later. Okay, and then lead vocal was the other one. Oh, it's this one here.
They say praying. They say a high tide will float all boats.
Okay, so let's bounce these two also in place. And I'm just going to move these down because this track already has the tuning on it. This track has no tuning on it. So I just want to put all these on this track together. I really don't need to keep these. There's no reason to keep them. So, Because if I want to get back to it, I can just drag this across. I can get back to it. I can just do this. There it is. Old one back. So there's no reason for me to keep holding on to this. So we made a decision. We did it. It's done. I don't have to mess with it anymore. That's it. Okay. What else?
Challenge I accept. Promptly we saddle up. Out of tune, but close enough. Art is subjective anyway. And who can really say if the art is sincere or an accessory to match the display? We prance and dance around the stage, preying on impressionable minds, so naive and easy to engage. They say a high tide will float all boats, and I was certainly keeping her afloat as I bought my cabinet on stage. Check and begin to play. Let's step, we dominate. The orders become the
Okay, cool. So that's our basic setup. I've touched everything. I know where everything is. I've figured out how I'm going to deal with my guitars as far as the double miking is concerned. I haven't brought in my amp sims yet. I'll do that in the next session. I got my bass. I like that bass amp, I think, a lot. It's kind of like soloed, it's not that great, but in the track, it's really, really good. So, we got the drums really cranking. So we're in good shape on this. This is set up. This is ready. So that when I go in, I can really start to really shape the balances and get everything where it needs to be on this track. So I guess maybe I'll just mix this whole track. It's going to be hours. It takes a while. This one's actually not too bad, to be honest. Like, man, one of them I've spent days on it. Days. Oops. Don't do that. Don't do that. Days. I don't mind because he's helping me out a lot, Chase. But it's one of them's just insane as far as all that's going on and all the tracks and on some of those, like on one of them, I put compressors and EQs on all the vocal on each individual vocal, and oh my god, it's so hard because the session has a hard time. All right, I've gone a long time. I'm going to stop streaming. If you smash that like, if you've joined, if you're seeing this on Facebook, go ahead and join my YouTube channel. I don't know why I do this at the end. Like, everybody watches in the first minute. Like, you look at the data, and it's like the first minute. It's like this. And then nobody watches. That's not exactly true. It takes a minute to find the people that have the patience to sit and watch paint dry. Anyway, so that's how you set up a big session. That's how you do your bussing. I mean, you don't have to do this. You don't have to have a drums bus. I like to have a drums bus because sometimes I like to compress the drums. It's kind of like, I may not compress the drums on this track, so I don't necessarily need a drums bus, but if I do want to bring the drums up in totality, all the drums, like towards the end of the mix, like I'm like, man, I fucking buried the drums a little, and I'm done, so it's good to have that available in there already. I can always create a VCA. There's many ways to skin a cat, my friends. But, I read a lot of people who, are confused about a lot of things where it comes to gain staging and setting up a session. And hopefully, that I've demonstrated to you how you get your gain staging right, at least on the channels. You bring down the overall volume of everything. You bring down the gain of everything, all in one fell swoop. If I brought it down, 12 was probably right. 12 dB was probably right. My faders are high. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's beautiful. Oh, I want my faders that high. And some people probably look at it going, no, I don't want my faders that high, because if my faders are that high, then I'm going to be out of room. And that's possible. So if you want them lower, that's fine. I don't generally run out of room, but it can happen. All right. So I've got all my effects on bus 31. Whoa, bus 23. Where the fuck is bus 23? That's all Vox. What does go into bus? All bus. This goes to all Vox. This goes to all Vox. Yes. Yes. 31, 31. 24. These are guitars. 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. All guitars. Bass 31. Drums are going to bus 6, which goes to bus 31. Is bus 6 or is bus 8? Bus 8. Why is this? Oh, that one's going to bus 6. All right, cool. So it's all good. So that's how we do it. I'll probably not going to stream again this week, but maybe on Monday when Chase is here. Oh, I am probably going to work on this more before Chase gets here. So there may be one more stream on this. I mean, you don't have to watch them live. It's good if you watch it live if you want to, ask me questions, but I may not look for a while. Which version of the Mac Studio are you using? I got an M1 chip. I got the first ones. Any plans for a new book? Yeah, I got plans. Big plans. All right. Signing off. I'll be back to continue work on this monster. If you want to see how I do it, click the subscriptions, the notifications, smash that like. Oh my